Oh, am I live? Is this it? I think so. I think I think I'm on. Can you guys hear me? Hello, world. Ha! D, what's up, buddy? Oh, so it is working. Sign into chat. Please bear with me while I figure out this program. Sign into chat. Am I not signed in? Okay. Oh, I guess I can't. I'm live. What's up, dude? This is it. I'm here. Wow, this is so strange. Okay. Awesome, D. I can't type back because it's making me sign in, but I just wanted to test this out. Going good, man. Everything's going great. Testing out this, oh, look, okay, that's working. Yeah, awesome. You guys rock. How's everyone doing? Well, I guess you can't. This is weird, a one-way conversation. I need to get used to the one-way conversation. Cool. So, yeah, the whole point of this thing is, I want to talk about mushrooms, talk about trees, talk about nature, talk about just pretty much everything and anything. Um, Ronaldo, what's up, buddy? Yes, you guys are my favorite. I'm so lucky to have all of you. So, this stream, well, I think what I want to do with this is I'd like to create a space where I could talk about my mushroom operations and kind of all the things that I'm doing in regards to fungi, but also talk about mycoremediation and talk about climate change, talk about nature, everything, just how everything is uh, connected. And, there's a lot of people don't know a lot about mushrooms and fungi and just the world beneath our feet. So I kind of want to use this space to help educate, raise mycelial literacy, if you will. Um, yeah, that's awesome. Nature. Yes, yes, that's going to be super fun. I'll get used to all the technical stuff and um, now I see how Rocky and Jamie how they deal with this whole machine. It's so good to see all of you guys. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of, I want to treat this kind of like a Q&A. Um, use this space to kind of just share the knowledge that I have about the things that I know. Um, I am an amateur at heart, an amateur. I'm not a professional uh, mycologist. I'm just someone who loves what I do. Um, and I've learned a lot, and I'm going to learn more. And I kind of want to learn with everyone else, and help other people figure out um, the world around them. Um, yeah, this is funny. I hope the layout does the layout look all right. I kind of spent a couple hours last night going through making this thing all dialed in. Um, yeah, so if anyone has questions or any kind of anything, this is more of a test run. I don't really have uh, a format for the day. It was just more of a test. But thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for being so awesome. I'm glad audio is good. Christy! Yeah, that's awesome. You guys are so great. I'm so lucky to have you all. Um, yeah. So let's see what else. All right, so that's there. Cool, awesome. I feel like the text is small on that, but I guess it's just maybe on my end. Um, cool. This is super fun. Um, Cool. I'm glad you like the layout. Ronaldo. One thing I can't figure out, maybe I was gonna ask the boys or Discord, is how to get desktop audio. Because I would love to play music, but when I put in the source for desktop audio, it says nothing. Um, so I'm going to have to figure that out. And then also, I created some more scenes or rooms, but I can't figure out here. For instance, this will be like the main space that I'll be in, and then I'm muted. Oh, I'm muted because I probably didn't put in the audio. Ha, ha. Okay, okay. Noted. I know exactly why. Okay, so I'm gonna add audio to other rooms. Sweet. Yeah, no, I'll figure this stuff out. I just need to keep futzing around with it. Um, I don't ever intend on really uh, using like the bots and stuff. Um, cool. This is fun. Let's see. Those things are all good. Awesome. This is so cool. Um, yeah, this is weird. This is weird. I feel like let's see. Oh, oh, that's awesome. Yeah, me too. I'm excited about learning. I still, you know, I'm learning every day. Um, and I want to continue to learn and kind of just help everyone else learn, help bring everyone else up, um, which is kind of the whole point of this, at learning the tech and yeah, this is super fun. I'm so lucky to have you all. Um, let's see, what else? Oh, I should have prepared more talking points, I guess, or something. Yeah. So, um, yeah, I am I started my mushroom journey. Well, I took it. I've been reading about mushrooms and fungi and trees. I mean, my whole life I've been interested in nature, and um, it wasn't until the pandemic hit that I decided to take this seriously. I had kind of a loose business model that I had written out, during my days in TV, as like kind of like a retirement plan or some kind of like something that I would do, you know, as an old man. And then when the pandemic hit and the reality of how my whole entire career, everything was put on hold, I had to pivot and reinvent. Um, and I just picked up this business model of this mushroom stuff and decided to run with it. I built a mushroom farm in my basement, built a fruiting room, a spawn room last summer. Literally, I finished around this time. I started in July and I was done building in September a year ago. Um, and it was kind of like proof of concept, if you will, or it was kind of just like, I don't know, tuition. I don't know. It was interesting. It was interesting to go through that experience of like building a space and then pumping out. I ended up pumping out probably 200-300 pounds of mushrooms, um, and and it all worked. it all worked. Um, Rocky, what's up, buddy? I'm honored to have you here. Um, and then so I kind of spent the whole summer building everything that I built. I built a lab in my office. I think throughout the show I'll probably my mic is out. Can you hear me? Check one, two. Can you guys hear me? I'm getting levels. Can you guys still hear me? Let me know if I'm still there. Um, that's awesome, too. Um, so yeah, I went through the process of building everything, getting everything in place, and then the winter came, and things really slowed down for me, and allowed me to kind of figure out what it is that I want to do here. Um, and running a mushroom farm is a lot of work, and I was doing it all by myself. Um, and am I good? Okay. Um, I was doing it all myself, and I realized very quickly that it's too much for one person. So I had to kind of take a step back and find out what it is that I really cared about. The way I describe it is, I dove headfirst into the world of mushroom farming, and I slammed my face straight into the ground and just fell to pieces, right? Not fell to pieces, but everything just hit the ground, and then that gave me the opportunity to look at the pieces on the ground, um, and see what I really cared about and what I identified with. And what I discovered was that I identify more with education. I identify with the permeation of this knowledge into society, because I realize how many people just really don't know, um, and I see the power in it. I read uh, many books have changed my life, but Mycelium Running is a good one. I think that's one thing I do want to do with this is I would love to maybe do like a book club where we like maybe pick a book that we can all read together as a group or something, and we can do like I can just talk about like I don't know. There's something there. Book club would be super fun because books are kind of awesome. So Mycelium Running is about how mushrooms can mushrooms can save the world, um, which is a bold statement. A bold statement for someone that doesn't understand the power of fungi. But when you get through the book and you get to the end, you're left convinced 100% that mushrooms are here to save the world, um, and that's kind of what I want to do. I want to um, do what I can to be a part of that movement. Before I did all this, I worked in television. I worked in television for, it's crazy to say, but I've been in TV or was in TV for 20 years. My first time on set was when I was 16 years old. Um, and in that time, the last quarter of that time in TV, I spent doing R&D for climate change documentaries. Um, and that was a rabbit hole. That was like 4 years of just like reading textbooks essentially on climate change and different solutions. And let me tell you, it's really depressing. It was really depressing. It was one of the hardest things to go through was to like look at the problem in the face and come to terms with the reality that we are not in a good position. We are not in a good place. Um, and and it really messed with me. It messed with me because how can you be hopeful for a future and have kids that are going to grow up in a world where you don't know what it's going to be like. I've come to terms with the fact that my father will probably die of natural causes, but I will probably die in a climate war. um, and that's kind of heavy stuff. Um, but it's empowered me in a bit. It's empowered me to try to do something, which is what pushed me through all the R&D in TV trying to get docs produced. But that was another disheartening thing was a lot of people. Well, I couldn't find executives to fund it. I had two pilots that I wrote out, and I got a couple of meetings in the city with some EPs, some of the EPs that I worked with that were on the shows that I was working on, and they showed a lot of interest. They personally showed interest, but when they would go to the money people would always kind of say no. And after so many no's, it was like, doesn't anyone care? Doesn't anyone want to do something about this? Um, and I realized during the pandemic and kind of the year before the pandemic, something hit me that I think story time is over. There's been a lot of documentaries about climate change produced. Leonardo DiCaprio has done a bunch of great work. I mean, there's just endless amount of documentaries, and I think, and yes, Fantastic Fungi being one of them. You know, that's an awesome watch. The book is really great too, Jupiter. I don't know if you read the book, but it's really great. But I've come to the realization that story time is over. Um, Instead of trying to spend my energy trying to convince people with money to uh, help me tell people what to do, why don't I just start doing it myself? And then Mycelium Running was the book that actually empowered me to do something. You know, because there's so many corners of the world, the corners of different industries that have their problems, and mushrooms and fungi are kind of omniscient. Um, they uh, they really solve everything. I mean, fungi, their purpose in nature is decomposers. There are decomposers, um, and there are saprophytes. So their purpose on Earth is to break down every single hydrocarbon that exists, and they do. That is what they do. You know, so why wouldn't we employ the one organism whose job it is to clean everything up, to help clean up our mess? You know, empower them to help them help us. You know, that's kind of that's where I'm at. um, so I've decided that I'm gonna, you know, I'm not gonna try to tell any more stories. I'm just gonna start acting. um, you know, Rocky shared something, I forget when, last weekend or something, about the power of movements. That really resonated with me. That video that you showed, Rocky, about that guy dancing by himself. And I feel like there are a lot of people right now dancing by themselves, and I want to be part of those groups of people that are following, running to that one guy. And I understand my takeaway from what we saw was that most of the followers are just following the follower, not necessarily the leader. And I feel like that. I feel like I'm following the followers, and I hope that other people follow me. And the only way that I could do that is by what I doing what I've read, applying all the things that I've learned, um, and doing. You know, because I'm done telling stories. I'm done. You know, I walked away from television because I did not survive a global pandemic to make reality TV. Um, I don't. I can't. I can't. Um, awesome, Rocky. I love you, dude. I love all of you guys. Um, so that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. That's what this is about. This is about just creating a space for other people to learn. Hopefully, I inspire people to do something that maybe they've been on the fence about. Um, you know, you can always, I want to be here to let you borrow my confidence, borrow everything. Just take me, do whatever you want. You know, whatever it is that you're dreaming, if you're on the fence, do it. Just do it. You know, what is take it easy, but take it. You have to take it. Um, and that's what I'm doing here. So I'm starting small. I'm starting small. Um, you know, Going back to like what I'm doing, I figured create a business model where I can produce food that's healthy for people and use the gains that I make from helping people help themselves to continue to help them. uh, by really my ultimate goal after I build this mushroom farm. I'm working on some partnerships with other farms. Things are going very well. The reception in this area has been amazing. I feel so lucky to be everywhere. I mean, all of this all feels amazing. Um, I would like to take all the gains from everything that I do and plant forests for the rest of my life. Um, yes, Entangled Life is such a good book. Such a good book. If I actually really would love to do a book club. Um, a book club would be super fun. I have not read Shape. Oh wait, yeah. How Fungi Can Make. Yes. Yeah, dude. Entangled Life is such a good book. I would love to add that to our list. So yeah, maybe I'll figure out a book club and a format for that. Um, but back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I just want to plant forests. I think at the end of the day, what we really need to do is we need to empower the natural world to do what it does naturally. Stop trying to play God and stop trying to, engineer our way out of this. I think engineering will play a part, uh, but nothing beats the R&D of millions and millions and millions of years of of of, of natural development. There's no engineer. I mean, who knows? Maybe AI could probably get to that point where it could like surpass that, but we're not there yet. We can't wait around for AI to get smart enough to try to figure this out for us. I think we need to um, go back into our roots and empower the natural world to do what it does on its own. Like, we don't need to program it, we don't need to build it. All we need to do is nurture it, cultivate it, and maybe direct it a little bit. So um, my personal plan will be to plant forests. Um, I would like to plant food forests, especially in really close to communities, so you can create more healthy foods for people, um, and also bring the cost of food down, especially in areas like food deserts and stuff. Um, but at the end of the day, what's going to bring the carbon drawdown is trees. Um, Trillions and trillions and trillions of trees. Um, and because we're just now waking up to that, we've destroyed so much land, um, that yeah, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. And I'm just trying to reverse that. And I think that myco reinforced trees, which are basically trees that we plant, and we also bring in mycorrhizal fungi. Mycorrhizal fungi being non-fruiting fungi that just essentially live in symbiosis with trees. Um, I think that's the answer. I think that's the answer. We need, we've done so much damage in terms of like cutting down our old growth forests, um, which really the old growth forests that we have are really the best ones. Trees are one of the few organisms that actually get better and more efficient with age. The most efficient trees are the oldest ones. Um, and so, yeah, we need to do that. And so that's that. I mean, that's what I want to do here. Um, and I just, yeah, I feel so lucky to be uh, surrounded by so many beautiful people. Um, and I've been thinking about doing this, what I'm doing right now, for a while. It just, you know, it's tough. There's just so many things. There's so much going on, you know. I'm not gonna lie. This GameStop saga has been very, very distracting. Has destroyed my productivity. um, but I think it's because I see the GameStop saga as something that is gonna help me realize these dreams. Um, and I think that's probably why I put so much attention to it. Why I mean, I in January, I wasn't a trader. I never really read technical analysis, um, and this whole thing is just like giving me a crash course in macroeconomics. Jamie and Rocky have been instrumental in me learning technical analysis, and I'm forever grateful to both of you. It's changed the way I think. It's changed me. Even if I never trade again, this has changed me for life. Um, it's changed so many things. Yeah, I feel like a completely different human being um, from 6 months ago, you know? Um, and it really started right here, on YouTube, on Reddit, Discord. I had never ever been on Discord like I am now. Now I can't step away. I always want to be talking to you guys and being with you, and um, I uh, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I got divorced last year or the year before, and I had been kind of in a relationship the majority of my adult life, and this is the first time in my life where I'm alone. Um, it comes with, it's a double-sided coin. Uh, I have a newfound freedom that has allowed me to do all the things that I'm doing. Um, and Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess one little bit about relationships that I've learned is that we we spend our whole lives, or society tells us that relationships are, a person that makes you whole, or a person that kind of like completes you. And I think that is the biggest lie ever, because I don't believe a good relationship is one where you are half of another person. You should be a whole being. I think good relationships are two whole beings that are orbiting around each other, not two half people that make one. Because what happens when that other person dies or when that other person doesn't work out, you're left half a person. And that's kind of how I felt for a little bit. I felt like half a person. And then uh, I've been spending this time growing, becoming whole, you know? Um, anyway, I didn't mean to. This is turning into a therapy session. We're talking about fungi here. But yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I mean, book clubs. I think book club will be super fun. I think I'll work on my formatting and work on kind of like something Jamie said today that resonated with me was that format is king, and I think he's 100% right. Format is king. So I will work on creating a format um, that's useful, just so that way we can I can make better use of my time and your time, and I don't just like rant like I am now, staring at a blank piece of paper, wondering, you know. So yeah, that's uh, that's what I've got. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is super fun. Yeah, dude, it really is. Everything is connected. Nothing. That book, Entangled Life. I've always felt that everything is connected. There's always been that feeling in the back of your mind. Oh man, everything's connected. Entangled Life does such a great job of showing you how everything is connected. Um, I finished that book not really sure where I stop and the rest of the world begins. Because one thing that's true is that nothing is alone. No organism can function solely by itself. And by that I mean, we require nutrients. We require so many essential nutrients that we cannot even process ourselves. That's where the fungi in our gut actually come into play. So when you eat food, or when anything eats food, right? Because everything has fungi in their gut. Um, it's the fungi that actually help break down things that our body can't break down. So the health of your gut is crucial, um, because a healthy gut is a healthy mind. And if you're trying to do things and you don't have a healthy mind, you can't do anything. Um, but yeah, yeah. Let me check in with the chat. Yes, it is, dude. Yes, yes, it is. Let's see. You guys rock, man. You guys rock. I'm so grateful, and I feel so lucky. Um, I feel so lucky. Yeah, sharing the journey. I definitely share. Um, I'm I'm an honest person, and sometimes a little too honest. So I'll, I'm here to share everything that I've got. Share everything. I mean, I think everything is. Um, yeah, no problem, no problem. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being here for my first stream. Um, you know, this really had this has been on the back of my mind for so long, and I don't really know why I waited so long to do it. I think I was just going through a lot. There's just a lot of growth, there's just a lot, um, and it takes a lot to like get past those first steps, and you know, everything's a growing process. Thank you guys for being here. Emergent strategy, not specifically about fungi, but about how we can work with and emulate systems in nature. I have not read that. I will write it down. Emergent strategy. That sounds super cool and right up my alley. Yeah, I really like biomimicry. I love the concept of design that just that mimics nature. I mean, we have to recognize that the natural world has been doing R&D on so many different levels for millennia, um, and we are part of that. So I've always loved biomimicry, and I will definitely, as I continue my work in this fungi world, I definitely will always incorporate biomimicry. I mean, problem solving. I mean, yeah, I think the natural world has so many lessons. That's what I love about reading about trees and reading about nature, is just the intelligent design and problem solving. I think I resonate a lot with problem solving. In TV world, I was always a problem solver, and when you're making TV or you're doing whatever made up crap you're doing, there's always these problems that pop up, logistical problems, flow problems, everything. And I think in these 20 years that I spent in TV, I spent that time just constantly solving problems, and the problems varied, and they were always so strange and out of this world, and just kind of weird, which maybe, I think helped because I had to solve so many different things, and I've kind of carried that into this problem solving, you know. Um, yeah. All right, let me catch up with the chat. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. First like on the stream. Yes. Most importantly, share about what you love. We will all benefit. That's why this community is so amazing. 100%, Ring. 100%. You guys are so awesome. You guys are so awesome. Yes, that's what I want to do. I just want to share what I know, um, and in a sense, I guess, kind of also keep like a record of it. Who knows? I mean, imagine like 20 years from now when I look back at all this stuff and it's like, holy crap, look at my face. But it's yeah, it's a journey. It's a journey, and I think it's important. I think it's important to go through this. Um, D Harker is the OG. That's true. D Harker is the OG. You guys are all the OG. You guys are all so awesome. Um, so I started months ago when I started my grow kit, kind of because that's all right. Let me organize here. So what I've done with my mushroom farm is I've turned, instead of being a mushroom farmer, I'm more of kind of an educational initiative, where I'm taking, well, because around me there's not many farms. Excuse me. There's not too many mushroom operations in this area. Um, but when you look into the market, there are a lot of mushroom farmers, um, and they all kind of go down the same path, and that path is just producing mushrooms for market or for restaurants. And so then what you do is you're just focusing on yields, maximizing yields so you can increase your profits, etc. And I realized during the winter that I don't actually care about that. I don't care about maximizing yields. I really resonated and cared about the educational part. I wanted everyone to know. I mean, when you finish reading Mycelium Running, I wanted to run down the streets telling everyone to read this book, and then you read Entangled Life, you're like, holy shit, I want to run down the other side and tell everyone to read this book. That's what resonated with me, was was the permeation of that knowledge. Um, so I decided that I would uh, focus on grow kits. There's been a lot of people that just want to learn how to grow mushrooms, learn how to do what I'm doing in a sense. Um, so I'm tapping into that, and that's kind of evolving now. What's happening is it's evolving. So now I have a grow kit line or I have a line of grow kits in my retail store, if you will. Um, I do markets on the weekends. I have two retail spaces that hold my kits in their space. I'm working on workshops to teach people kind of mushroom cultivation 101. Learn how to grow mushrooms using straw, learn how to grow mushrooms using wood and stumps, etc. Just kind of get people to just learn, plant seeds in their mind, empower them to explore and try stuff on their own. Um, so that's been my mission, is just, or that's what I'm leaning into. I'm leaning into education, and that has turned into consultation now, with farms that have their own existing ecosystems and infrastructures. And now I have three farms that want to grow mushrooms on their properties, and I'm helping them do that. I'm helping them. Um, I'm helping one of them learn, like he wants to learn himself, how to do everything. Well, everything that he's able to do. And then one farm actually wants me to build a mushroom farm and operate it on his space. So it's going to be a little bit more involved. It definitely was not the direction that I was going in, but I need to survive. I need to make ends meet. And this man, I actually kind of really like him, and it's kind of awesome. He's only 5 minutes down the road. Um, so I'm kind of just going with it, going with the flow. Um, and I forgot what I was leading to, but that's okay. That's okay. Um, that's what I got. That's where I'm at. Um, Thank you guys so much for being here. I really, I feel so lucky. I know I've said it 1,000 times, but I would say it another 1,000 times because I feel it deep down. Um, in terms of scheduling, I I'll definitely do this every week, um, maybe twice a week, maybe like what is today? Monday, so like maybe Mondays and Fridays. I don't know. I know I need to create a schedule and stick to it. So that's kind of what these first few weeks will be, I guess. Just kind of figuring out what that schedule is and sticking to it. Um, I kind of want to leave it a little loose in terms of like topics because I kind of want to talk about a lot of different things. I have a lot of different things that we could talk about. I mean, you know, um, not just fungi, but just like also trees and wildlife. I have, growing up, I bred reptiles as a kid, um, and then ended up working at a wildlife sanctuary in South Florida uh, for about 5 years. It's how I got into television. Um, I worked I worked at an alligator farm and a nonprofit wildlife organization, and I learned a lot there. Um, in fact, I would actually post MOAS. I think I'm definitely going to open a wildlife sanctuary somewhere in the Hudson Valley. Just to be able to help wildlife that needs rehab. In Florida, in Miami, there was a very very big um, black market for reptiles or just animals in general. So we would get all kinds of stuff. We would get lemurs, anteaters, um, panthers, tigers. We had so many tigers. We had tigers that were picked up by Fish and Game that were being sold off the back of pickup trucks. Um, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy what people do down there. Florida is a mess. um, but anyway, it exposed me to a lot of different things. It exposed me to a life and a world that I would never take back. I mean, I had so much fun. What better way to grow up than surrounded by wildlife? So yeah, I want to talk about a lot of different stuff, not just fungi. And then whatever you guys ever have suggestions or things you want to talk about or questions you have, um, that's kind of the vibe I'm going for. When I mentioned it in the Discord, I remembered I was going to say the Discord. Uh, now I remembered it. Something I was trying to say earlier. Um, Something I mentioned in the Discord. Damn it! Now I forgot the thing I was talking about originally. Crap. What I was originally saying, where I was talking about, was Discord. So I started a Discord for my colony mushrooms. Um, Back when I started my stuff. And, um, if you guys want to join that, you're more than welcome to. I made it mostly for my customer base so that I can connect with my customers that buy my products and they can communicate with me in a more intimate way. I've one thing I've learned during this GameStop saga uh, was the value of good customer service. So customer service is going to be the center of of this company's world. Creating an experience with the customer that makes them love the connection that we have, and that forges brand loyalty, and then I never lose them. In essence, what I'm doing here is I'm generating my own customer base that will stay loyal to me because they love the connection that we have. Communication is an exchange of energy. Um, and when that happens, you can create that loyalty that they'll never leave. And even though I'll be generating customers that could actually, they could phase me out because I'm teaching them the way, and they could phase me out in a way, but not necessarily, because I'm generating mycologists that would come to me for supplies, because I'll hold and have all the supplies that they need to do what they do. And also, the world of mushrooms is kind of it's picking up pace. There's so many new species of mushrooms that are being discovered that are hitting the market, like cordyceps, for instance, and chaga, turkey tail. I mean, a lot of these mushrooms are going kind of into the lower tiers of mainstream. People are learning about them, and they're like, "Oh, I want cordyceps," I want shiitake, or I want all these different things. So what I'll do is just continue growing, and then always turn around and supply everyone that I've generated with everything, with the new stuff. Keep up to date with everything. The beauty of the world of fungi is that um, academia has essentially thrown the study of fungus or of mycology. They've always put it together with botany or put it together with other sciences. They've never given mycology its own space to be its own thing. There's actually, I just heard, I think Cambridge or some one of the schools has now a mycology department where it's just mycology. That's a first, and it's 2021. So that just shows you how much ground we have to cover. So because of that, the amateurs, um, the amateurs are the ones that have been bringing novel discoveries. Paul Stamets being one of them. Paul Stamets he's not a trained academic mycologist. The man was a logger. He was a logger that realized with his job that he was doing something bad for the system, and then he started to learn about mushrooms, and then he became fascinated by it all. He had his own uh, personal challenges. Like he had a really bad stutter, um, and the stutter stopped him from being social, stopped him from a lot of different things, and it was a psychedelic experience. It was a heroic dose of psilocybin that actually completely knocked the stutter out of him. Um, and then from there, he just bloomed. And then now, this amateur mycologist is one of the leading guys in the field. I'm sure there's probably some trained mycologists that probably look down on him because he didn't go to school. But the man is doing more for mushrooms and fungi than any anybody in the schools or anybody in academia. Um, so that's kind of the vibe that's going on with this. Is amateurs are standing up, filling the void, um, and leading us into new places. And I think that's kind of the spirit that I'm going for. Is um, do that work myself, um, and then inspire and empower other people to do the same. um, because if you think about it, it's almost like we're bringing together all these different minds to try to work on the same problems. Kind of like how, not to keep going back to GameStop, but when you go and you look at this saga, right? People on Reddit are doing the work that the Fed would take 5 years to complete, and they're doing it in 24 to 48 hours. Um, I think the same can apply for mycology. If you just empower and inspire a million people to just go out and try things, um, there's so much ground that's being covered when you do that. Um, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be a catalyst for that, because you never know. I could be giving a grow kit to a kid that discovers a way to like kill cancer, or like, I mean, there's already that, but you know what I mean? There's this, it's kind of awesome. It's kind of awesome, the idea that something, a small little move can have such a monumental change. Katie Babes, you made it. It's all good. Everyone's here. But yeah. Um, that's good examples of good things that can happen when people are limited by funding. I know. I know. Well, that's not going to be a problem for us, and who knows how long. I mean, who knows how long? But yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah, funding, funding. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone's support. I really appreciate uh, you guys being here, keeping me company. Hi. Oh, how's it going, Simone? That's so awesome. You guys rock. Um, cool. Well, um, I think I've been going on, oh yeah, 50 minutes, dude. How has it gone? How is it already 50 minutes? That's crazy. um, you guys rock. You guys rock. I'm gonna keep figuring out um, how to get some. I would love to get kind of some music playing. I have some tunes going on right now, but I don't know if you guys hear that. Um, but yeah, I'm figuring out this Streamlabs because I had been toying around with Streamlabs earlier in the year when I was kind of toying with this idea. I had a head start. I had a head start on the ins and outs of Streamlabs. So I was able to create the scene and all the other scenes and have kind of a base knowledge to work off of, but I'm definitely going to keep learning more. And it seems like Streamlabs is pretty much it. Um, and Yeah, so I'm just going to have to keep rocking. Sometimes I'm super frustrated with the app. I'm like, this doesn't make sense or this doesn't make sense, but I'll, growing pains. This was a syllabus. Yeah, dude. It was a syllabus. Yeah, you're right. And it's ever growing, ever evolving too. I don't want to box this into anything. Um, I would like to keep this organic and let it flow wherever it wants to go because that's kind of how I rock. That's kind of how I do what I do. Oh yeah, you can't hear the tunes. Yeah, it's a little bit. It's not very loud. Uh, but yeah, so I think if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. Otherwise, I think I may wrap it up here in a bit. I don't have I don't have closing credits. I need to make closing credits. Let's write that down. And I wanted to make also like a little intro, kind of like how Rocky's and Jamie's little like intro thing. Um, I would like to do that. I gotta do an intro. Oh, also, I don't have a thumbnail. I gotta figure out thumbnails. I have to say, you know, I wasn't a big YouTube watcher before all uh, this meme stock stuff happened. So, it's been kind of a crash course in like the way it all works, and I've been watching how everyone kind of like formats. There's a format. There's a form there. I don't necessarily want to follow it because I that's just not in my nature. I've made a couple of decisions. I don't think I'm gonna monetize these videos. Um, because I hate advertisement. Um, it just irks me. Unsolicited salesman in my house trying to get me to buy things I don't want. It just drives me nuts. I watch all my ads for Jamie and Rocky because I love you both, but I don't think I want to make you guys do that. So I will not be monetizing these videos. When I had mentioned this on Discord actually mentioned, to not focus on the money because it kind of messes with your head and I think he's right. I don't think I want to. I don't want to make this something that I'm like financially dependent on because then yeah, it's gonna mess with the vibe. I'm gonna be worried about like my income and like or worried about like whatever the YouTube monetization. Like I don't know, man. I don't want to play that game. I'd rather keep this genuine, keep this pure, and not focus on like, oh, did I curse or did I like say the wrong thing? Am I going to be monetized or not? You know what? Let's just not even play that game. Let's just have this be about you and I. Let's have this be about spreading information, and just kind of not fall into the trap of like needing this as a source of income. I do need to figure out sources of income, and I'm working on that. You know, I've uh, I've got myself positioned with my stocks, so maybe that won't be a problem at all. But I don't want to tarnish this with worrying about monetization. So that's that. Um, I don't really know if this is going to blow up, or I don't care, honestly. I'd rather just have it just be genuine and just leave it at that. Um, yep, it is totally going to be. Um, totally going to be a cozy little corner. Um, please let us tip you. Yeah, I am open to that. I am open to that. I think it did ask me to connect my PayPal, which I did. And then, so I did that, and I don't know if it works or not. I don't really know, but and then also, yes, I was thinking about Patreon as well. I did create a Patreon account, and I was going through the setup process, and I selected by mistake, or I don't know, it's something about merchandise, and then it said it was going to start charging me something, and I was like, so I stopped it. So I have to go back and just I have to figure out the Patreon stuff, because that could help. I mean, that could help, but I don't. I think I will draw the line at monetizing the videos and having to focus or spend energy on like, trying to be cognizant of like what I'm saying, or yeah. I think that's where I'll be. Um, that'd be awesome, Katie Babes. I haven't had a beer in so long. I haven't had alcohol. I guess we had the drinking stream. That was probably the last time I've had a drink. I was never much of a drinker. Uh, and nowadays I sometimes can't even finish a glass of wine. It just doesn't, I don't know, my body just doesn't want it, you know? Um, I've been mostly strictly herbal these days. But even that, I'm starting to like feel like a repulsion, not repulsion, it's not the right word. There's just, I don't know, man. I see the value in clarity. I see, this pandemic has been rough, um, and has made me just, I don't know, just change my perspective on things. And I can definitely, I value clarity, you know, clarity over comfort. I realize that a lot of those things are just comforts, but, awesome, Adam. I can teach you. That's awesome, dude. I'm always willing to learn, always. Um, but anyway, I don't remember what I was talking about. I lost my train of thought. You guys rock. Thank you so much. I'm so yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So quitting and smoke. Yeah, quitting drinking and even smoking weed. Yeah, dude. I mean, I there is a value there. There's a fluidity that pot gives me that I enjoy, but it's my personality. I think I just you know one thing that I've learned about myself is I'm an all in or nothing kind of guy. I don't know how to go 50%. Um, and I'm coming to terms with just accepting that I'm just 100% or zero. Um, I've spent energy trying to like correct that, if you will, if there is an correction. What? D money, dude, what are you doing? Okay, so I guess it works. Yep, there goes all my things. Everything's buzzing. Jeez, you guys. uh D, you're the fucking best, dude. I love you so much, dude. Um, thank you so much. um, but yes. Uh, I there's a saying that resonates a lot with me is having the courage to let go of that which no longer serves you. Um, and the courage part is that's it, is having the courage to let that go. You know, I think that's been a lot of my work is creating, is having, cultivating the courage. Um, and that's what I'm here to do. You know, that's what I'm here to do. D, you're amazing, dude. I I can't I can't thank you. Uh, you guys are awesome. Um, but anyway, yes, having the courage. Um, and I have to say, this community on Discord, this community with Rocky and Jamie, has given me so much courage, has filled me, has empowered me so much. I don't like I don't even know where I would be without all of you guys. Um, because whether you know it or not, you've helped pull me out of a hole, um, out of a struggle, um, in like trying to reinvent life and shift everything into this new world. Um, you know, the GameStop stuff is definitely helping empower that, but we're still in this, like we're still there. Um, um, but it's giving me the courage to do things that I was always afraid to do. Um, and that courage is coming from you. It really is. It's coming from you. Um, and I can't thank you guys enough. I cannot wait till the day that we can meet in person and just embrace each other. That 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 day is going to be very emotional. Whenever that happens, however it happens, wherever it happens. Um, I can't I can't thank you guys all enough. Yeah, I don't have the courage to let AMC go. Yeah, I don't. AMC. I'm okay with letting go of some of my AMC. GameStop though, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to ever let those stocks go. I actually never want to let them go. Um, because I think fundamentally they're just hitting all the home runs right now. Um, like my grandfather just bought my son a Nintendo Switch on GameStop yesterday, um, and he was just blown away at like how fast it came and just the customer service and everything. It's amazing. Um, it's amazing. So yeah, it's gonna be hard to let go um, of my GameStop. I probably won't let go of most of it. Um, so yeah, great to see you. Thanks, dude. You're inspiring too, man. Um, you're inspiring too. Thank you guys so much. You guys have made my day. Um, I hope I hope that this program um, offers people the inspiration that they need to do what they want, to follow their dreams, whatever that dream may be. If it's something in the mushroom or in the fungi world, awesome. If it's something different, even better. It doesn't matter. I just want people to be empowered to follow their dreams, and I mean, we all deserve that, right? We all deserve that, to do what we want. Um, and it all starts here. It all starts here with all of you. You guys are the best. Um, okay, so I think unless you guys have any questions or you have anything you'd like to talk about, I think I may wrap it up. I don't have um, an outro credits things rocked yet. Awesome. Thanks, Katie Babes. Epiphany, Adam, Ronaldo, El Rey, D Harker, my love, Jupiter, Waxing Konami. You guys all rock my world. I'm so Simone, queen of all that she cleans. Let's see who else. Wait, Wavelength. How you doing, dude? Let's see who else. Let me see who else. Rocky. Rocky. I love you, dude. I love you. Jamie, I love you too. You guys are the best thing that's ever happened to me. Honestly. I mean that uh, so genuinely. The best thing that's ever happened. I, yeah, you guys rock. Um, Thank you guys. I will let you know when I'm gonna stream again. It'll be this week at some point, maybe like I don't know, maybe Friday. I don't know. We'll figure out what the right frequency is to make this work. But thank you all for joining me and keeping me company and being here for my first run. I got another subscriber, Waxing Konami. Thank you for subscribing. I want to get rid of the zombie thing. I gotta ask Jamie how he did the gifts because I did the gifts um, for those announcements, but they don't seem to save. I spent like an hour going through gifts and kind of restructuring those things, and yeah, I'll have to pick some brains. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the best.